Welcome back. It's that time of the morning where Laura's stomach starts to rumble and her attention turns to lunch.
Just me. Simon, you're not hungry at all, are you?
No, I don't eat before 4.
Well, I'll have both portions then. Luckily, we have Tara Walker from East Coast Cookery School with us today. Good morning to you, Tara.
Morning, Tara.
Thanks for joining us. The focus is on fish.
Yes, so a nice little one pan, I should say, salmon dish. Actually, as I was saying earlier, it's ideal for a day like today because it's quite a light, summery taste, but it's still warming and hearty enough. So a really nice little kind of weekend supper that's easy to cook. Very, very simple. So I'm just brushing the salmon with a little bit of rapeseed oil here, just because it's a high burning point oil. Any high burning point oil is good.
And you just got your salmon darns in the supermarket with no sort of herbs or spices already added?
Exactly. And actually, no, I got them from Kerwin's, which is my local fishmonger who are based in Clontarf but have a shop in Drogheda, and it would be organic salmon. Most of our salmon in Ireland is farmed unless you have a fishing licence. But it is nice to get organic, and I wouldn't normally be saying to everybody try and get organic, but I do think it's nice with the salmon to get organic if you can. So get the best quality you can get, in other words. So I'm going to just pop it face down, flesh side down, onto my pan, and you want to hear a nice little bit of a sizzle there, like we can hear now. And as I say, it's just oil and smoked paprika at the moment. And then you can finish cooking this on the pan if you want, but because we're a bit time short today, I'm going to finish it in the oven and get on with the sauce in here.
Very good.
You can do it all in one pan if you want.
Okay.
Great.
Otherwise,
How long would it normally take in the pan?
Yeah, probably about 15 minutes.
All right, okay.
Yeah, 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
So once you've kind of just browned it off nicely, you can turn it over. And
Oh, the sizzle.
So you leave it to cook then for the 15 minutes, skin side down?
yeah, for about 10 minutes, and then turn it over until it's just the reason you cook fish usually flesh side down is to get the perfect level of doneness for your liking, because then you can turn it over onto the skin side. It doesn't matter whether you cook it for 2 or 3 minutes skin side or 7 or 8 or 10 minutes, you know what I mean? So here we are now. This is just kind of going to go into a good hot oven, hotter than usual just because we've shorter time today. And we're just going to make the sauce in the pan then. So I have the pan really, really hot, obviously to get the salmon nicely seared like this. So I'll turn the pan down now because I don't want to obviously, you know, kind of burn the sauce.
I love your pink frying pan, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
Very cool.
I'm always, I think it was from Lidl or somewhere, but I'm always on the lookout for new pans because I have gas. I love gas. Okay. And then the gas kind of ruins the outside of the pan. Yeah, exactly. So into the oven now.
And you said hotter than usual, so...
Just because we're shorter on time, but yeah, so I have it at 220 there, and 5 minutes or so we'll do it before we put it back into the sauce. So I just want to turn this pan down now for a moment.
So now we're on to sauce.
Exactly. And let's take it off there for a minute, actually. So I have a little bit of garlic butter here. So this is a dish that I came up with just at home a few weeks ago. I had a bit of garlic butter in the fridge and I had some salmon in the freezer and I just didn't want to go to the shop. So that's why it's garlic butter. If you want, you can just, if you don't have garlic butter already made up, you can just add some butter and garlic to the pan. I have parsley and a bit of lemon juice in my garlic butter as usual, but it just makes it kind of a quicker, easier dish to do. And then
I remember being shown once how to make those. What the chefs call them, Tara, when you make it, is it compound butter?
Compound butter.
And you make a roll of it and then you slice them.
Yeah,
great.
And I
Such a
do that with
clever
garlic
idea.
butter sometimes because you can make a big batch of it,
Yeah.
pop it in the freezer, and then you can just take slices off from the freezer whenever suits.
And
you know
pop
what I
it
mean?
into the pan.
Exactly,
Perfect,
exactly.
yeah.
So once you have a little bit of a sizzle going there, you can deglaze with a little bit of white wine. I was laughing with my little glass of white wine at this hour in the morning in front of me.
Dead right.
Very of you.
Yeah, exactly.
There's only a tiny little bit you're putting in.
Just a small amount.
Okay.
This is actually a nice pig pool. I would always say to people, don't put wine in that you're not willing to drink, you know, especially when you've gone to the trouble of shopping and chopping and everything, you know. So nice little sizzle there. We're burning off the alcohol, obviously. And next up then, I have a little bit of fresh cream going in.
Lovely.
And we'll just let that thicken. So the whole point with cream is just to kind of not stir it, shake it like this because it can split when you're trying to thicken it if you stir it. So you're better off just shaking it like this.
And does it matter if it's cooking cream or light cream?
Well, this is just single cream. You could use a bit of double cream.
Okay.
I think you're going the other way. You're asking about light cream and I'm going, well, you could use double cream too. But yeah, you can just, whatever cream you want, I find a little drop of single cream is handy to have in the fridge. Throw a little bit in and you always have a lovely thick and richer sauce straight away from it. And I'm just popping a few cherry tomatoes in there now. And really, we're just giving that a moment or two just to thicken down, let the cherry tomatoes kind of burst. The whole thing will just kind of meld together really nicely. You've got the richness of the cream and then the freshness of the tomatoes through it.
And don't be alarmed if it's bubbling up, because that's what's supposed to do.
This is what we want, exactly, yeah. And then I'm going to finish off with some nice basil, and then I have these beautiful microgreens, which are grown locally to me in County Louth from Loughanmore farm. I think I've pronounced that correctly. But these are a gorgeous selection of herby microgreens. So I have, you can see the little pea shoots here, etc. And that just finishes off really nicely, a nice lightness. If you didn't have that, you could go with some nice baby spinach leaves either.
You're surrounded by great produce up there. I remember years ago you cooked heritage potatoes, like purple potatoes.
Yes,
I do
remember that they were fantastic.
Yeah, that is my friend, Ballymakenny Farm.
They're
she lives on the
doorstep.
same road as me. Yes. Actually, look, as you asked me that, I just happen to have my tea towel with all our local.
There you go.
This is our local producers from the Boyne Valley region. We're very, very lucky.
Well, it's key that you try and find out what producers you have around you, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because there's some great produce out there.
And that's where you'll get the best produce. And you know, Ballymakenny Farm, they started a drive-through spud shack in the lockdown.
A drive-through spud shack?
Yeah, and you can drive up, and it's become like a little neighbourhood hub almost, a place for a little chat and a coffee, and people bring her cakes and all sorts of things. So it's really nice to see Irish businesses and local businesses doing well.
And they're being supported.
Exactly. More than ever, I would say.
Tara, can I ask you, you took the salmon out of the oven there. What are we looking at in the middle of the salmon, Darren, to make sure it's cooked through? That it's all light pink?
Yeah, so basically, in fine dining, it tends to be served sort of medium rare at the very centre. Obviously, some people don't like it cooked that way. They like it cooked the whole way through. So you're just looking that the flesh has all gone a lighter pink colour, basically, rather than super dark at the centre. So let's just get a few basil leaves in here.
Smells so good.
I was going to say, a great minds think
garlic butter.
The smell. It's the garlic butter.
Yeah.
You're right.
And look how much it's thickened now and reduced.
Oh, yeah.
So we're just going to pop that in.
I'm going to try that. That's a great idea about the butter.
It's a great idea. And your compound, when you make it and just roll it and wrap it in cling film.
My husband did that recently with gorgonzola butter.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, for a steak.
Gorgonzola butter.
Lovely.
For a steak.
Dried mushrooms as well, porcini mushrooms or something like that, chopped up, gorgeous in there as well, really, really nice. And then this is such a, perfect, this is such a simple dish. You could just serve it up with some pasta, maybe some potatoes, whatever you fancy.
And look at that, look, it's summer in a pan.
And that is it. It is summer in a pan, but it also has a bit more to it, a bit more robust than just something...
You're not going to be hungry after.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll even fill me, Tara, he says.
Yeah, but you said you weren't hungry earlier.
I'm not hungry, I don't eat till 4 o'clock.
So I'm going to have to eat your portion.
But it's just gone 4:05. Tara, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Full recipe details are, of course, up on the website, where you can check out eastcoastcookeryschool.ie for more of Tara's recipes. Thank you, Tara. Great recipe as always.
They are absolute. I can't wait to try them.